POV. Your brazier hand do a magic work.
I really want y'all to take a break on getting braids. Braids are causing so much damage.
These knotless braids are y'all hair up, and I'm going to tell you exactly why.
The knotless braids is really breaking our hair off. This is my client who has 4C hair, and as you can see around her perimeter of her edges, her hair has broken off traumatically.
Can I go back to doing knotful braids? Because in knotless braids are finishing my hairline.
Yeah, this is my first time getting knotless braids, and I want to say that this will be my last time getting them too.
If you have fine hair, stop getting single braids.
I know we do not want to see this, but this is what the knotless braids are doing to our hair.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Cynthia here, and guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about knotless braids. I mean, the hairstyle that was supposed to save our edges, protect our hair, and be the healthier alternative to traditional box braids. I mean, for years we have heard the same thing: get knotless braids. They are better for your hair, they don't pull your scalp, they are protective. And honestly, a lot of us believed it because so many people have had knotless braids done. But lately, I've been seeing more and more women online saying that knotless braids completely destroyed their hair. Now we're talking about thinning edges, breakage, bald spots, excessive shedding, and some women saying their hair has never been the same since. So the question is, are knotless braids actually protective? Or have we been sold another beauty trend without being told the full story? Now, before we get into it, this video is not attacking anybody that is in love with knotless braids. No, this video isn't even about attacking knotless braids. I mean, there are plenty of women who wear knotless braids and have no problems at all. But there are also plenty of women sharing their experiences that don't sound protective whatsoever. And I think it's worth having that conversation. Now, without wasting too much time, let's get right into this video.
This client got some crazy breakage because of knotless braids. So because there's no knot in braids like this, there's not enough support to hold the weight of the extension, which causes breakage on
Do you find it hard to
hair.
detangle
So
and
after
everything?
looking at her hair, she says her hair is always trouble to detangle, and you can see there is some crazy breakage, and she has also a lot of split ends. So instead of just shaving her head off, which is what she was thinking to do, I was like, let's just do a really solid trim, get rid of all those split ends, and start over and growing the hair from a healthy point. And I just really strongly want to warn you guys to not do knotless braids unless you have extremely thick hair. It's not worth it. Keep the knot.
The advice she gave at the end, I think is good because that's what a lot of people don't know. If you have thin hair, avoid anything that will cause stress to your scalp.
I know we do not want to see this, but this is what the knotless braids are doing to our hair, especially when we're wearing them all the time. For me, I love a good small, medium, long knotless braid. I love a good bob as well. But if you think about the tension that it's causing to each strand when they're smaller, you might start to rethink getting them so often. It's causing tension. You're wearing it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. So it's constantly pulling at each strand. And then if it's long, that's more weight on the strand. So this is taking away from the density, which is the fullness of your hair, and it's causing breakage from like the middle of the strand on down. Knotless braids are not protective, especially when you're wearing them all the time, not giving your hair a break, don't have a hair routine, you're not washing your hair for 2-3 months at a time. And this is coming from somebody that has had so many sets of braids, but I had to realize that I have to let it go if I want healthier hair, if I really want to love my hair and I want my hair to thrive and be the best that it can be. I feel like we care so much about the styles that we get, but we don't be caring about the health of our hair under these styles, and that is the problem. So if you're getting these braids, especially if they're small and long all the time, back to back, not taking a break, your hair is going to suffer eventually. 9 times out of 10, your hair is already suffering. 9 times out of 10, them edges suffering. 9 times out of 10, the hair is dry, your hair is breaking off. And let's not even talk about the chemicals in the hair that causes an irritated scalp. We can take a break from these braids. I know how much we love them, but we can definitely do more.
Like what she said at the end, taking breaks from hairstyles that you love so much. By the time you take breaks from certain hairstyles, you're giving your hair, your scalp time to, rejuvenate, time to gather back more strength, and you just love the results at the end of the day. I know some hairstyles can be really addictive, trust me, but it's best we have breaks, okay?
I just washed my hair, and my hair is thinning, guys. My hair is thinning, and I already know what caused this. Like, especially in my, I don't know, do you call these your temples? So let's call them temples, right? I already knew that going into this, my hair, when I washed my hair, the breakage was going to be mad. Firstly, because I don't wash my hair regularly enough. I'm not going to tell you how long, because I don't believe in shaming my family and my ancestors. I don't believe in that. But also because the last style I had, well, Knotless Braids, even I had it a while ago, but I knew the damage. Like, I hadn't seen the full extent of the damage. And now, guys, this all used to be like normal hair. Like, my baby hairs are not, this is baby hair. This used to be hair, and it's so short. It's broken off. 1 second, the alarm's going off. But yeah, if you're gonna get certain styles, just know your hair's coming off. Just know. Those Knotless Braids, babe, your edges are falling out. You're not gonna have no more edges. You're not gonna have any more. I'm about to do mini twist. Not about to. I'm not gonna have time to do it today, but I'm gonna put mini twist back in, because that was the only thing that didn't cause like major breakage on my hair, and I didn't have a lot of tension. I might record me doing it, but right now, the way I'm gonna do it is gonna be choppy, like a few hours a day to get it done. But yeah, edge is gone. My hair's flourishing, like my hair's thick, has grown so much, but edges are no more.
Well, maybe her edges are gone because they're like the thinnest parts of, her whole head. And, there's just little weight the edges can carry. By the time the same amount of hair that is put at the back is put in your front, trust and believe your edges will thin out. They may break off.
If you have fine hair, stop getting single braids. It's going to ruin your life. I'm cutting my braids, my French curl braids, into a bob because they're so long and they're ripping out my edges. Yay! I'm scared that this is going to be a look and I'm going to want to keep the braids in, but I can't keep the braids in because it's making me bald. The reason why I got these in the first place is because I went to South Africa not long ago, and I went around 2 weeks, no, not 2 weeks, about a week ago now. And when I touched down in South Africa, I had a curly flip over sewing. I had that sewing for about 3 weeks. Oh my days, these scissors are so shit. And it was banging, but I found that my hair was becoming a bit high maintenance to deal with because we were in Cape Town. That's by the coast, and it was raining a little bit, so my hair was getting a bit humid. Like, it was just a mess. Because I was on holiday enjoying life, I would come home litty and forget to put my hair in a flat twist, and then the next day my hair's not like how it needs to be to blend in with the flip over. So it was just getting on my nerves having to do my hair every day. So I was like, you know what, when I go to Joburg, I'm going to take my sewing out, it's fine, and I'm just gonna get some braids. That will do the trick. I've still got about a week left of my trip. I can't be dealing with this. I was deeply mistaken. So I've now gone to Joburg, right? I found someone to do my braids. I decided, because in the past, I've done braids before, knee length, basically thigh length, knotless, on my thin ass edges, guys. It rips my hair out like never before. And I swore to myself, I'll never get long knotless all over my head ever again. These scissors are so blunt, I can't even. So, getting my hair done. I even have 2 ladies doing my hair. Everything's great, yeah? We finished my hair in like 5 hours. The style was boho French curls, but we did them layered because I thought it would be smart to get the front hairs like here, because that's my most delicate place. Let's get that as short as possible. And I think the longest layer was like here, right? No, the shortest layer was like here. Cool. They're braiding my hair now. And I'm like, oh, like, I've got a tender head, but when it comes to the edges, be mindful. So they managed to do my hair, but like when it got to the front, I was a bit like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, how are they managing to grab those hairs? That's crazy. I mean, to be fair, they know what they're doing. Like, they've been doing this. I don't know if I needed to give them a disclaimer because they can clearly see that I have no edges. So surely this won't be too bad. They did leave me out some baby hairs. So I was like, okay, calm. They didn't take them in, but I was a bit like taken aback at how much hair they managed to put into the braid. Guys, I mugged myself off big time. Oh my God, can't lie. This is a bit of a serve. This is actually kind of a serve. It's very 90s. I need to This is actually kind of gaggy. Hold on a minute. Anyways, let me tell you how I mugged myself off. So as a fine hair girly, I have some concerns, but because of how short the front layers were of my layered bust down French curl situation, I wasn't that concerned, right? I was concerned, but like not that bad, because I was like, wait, actually, you did something clever here. You didn't get as much length, so there's not as much tension. Doesn't matter. Fast forward 5 days, right? 5-6 days. I'm at home now. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, just assessing my hair. Now I'm home with my sacred edge drops. I'm like, perfect. This hairstyle is going to carry me till January. I'm going to put my edge drops in. My edges are going to be touching my brows. That's how thick they're going to be. No. As I'm assessing my scalp, I'm seeing some white flakes, and I don't really have any scalp issues. Like, I do not have scalp problems at all. So I'm like, since when do I have dry, flaky scalp? Like, this is so off-brand. What's going on here? After further inspection, I'm looking closer and closer at the white dots. Guys, it's not white dots. It's the root of my hair. It's the hair follicle, the root, the white dot. So I was like, oh shit, this needs to come out right now. But I didn't take it out instantly because I had so many things to do in that week, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have a hair appointment due. Let me see if I can focus on the edges and just give myself a big edge. Let's take out the edges, because that's where I'm seeing a lot of the white dots. And I have recently just started a hair care journey that I've been putting a lot of time and effort into, and we've been seeing some positive results. So if this is balding me, I'm going to be big mad. It gets worse. So anyways, I'm looking at the hair and I'm like, shit, what have I done? No, because as I'm like pulling it up into a bun and stuff, and also because I was very ill in the week, my hair's just been up. So I guess there's been a bit of tension there. Throughout the back end of the trip, it was starting to be like, ooh, ah, when I'm putting it in certain hairstyles. So I'm like, whatever. Anyways, I start taking out some of the front ones here. I could have cried. Guys, I take out the braid, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a bit of a knot. It's fine. I'm going to undo the braid and then comb it out. The hair came out with the braid. Oh, it was so annoying. So, the location of where I had that piece of hair literally disintegrate was my good edge. That was the edge that was getting strong. Basically, months of a bit of growth gone. I need my leave out to cover my tracks. I can't afford to be losing hair right now because of braids that haven't even been in for 2 weeks. This is a joke. I'm never getting single plaits ever again. Doesn't matter whether they're knotless or not. I'm not getting single plaits because look at what it's done. Let me finish cutting this bob and I'm gonna show you what the end result is, because right now I can't lie, it's eating me up a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's very, very 90s, but I'm really actually living for it. I don't know if this is allowed, but now that I've got rid of the length, can I keep my bob? Can I keep my French curl bob? I just can't be bothered. Oh, this is, oh my God, guys. Period. Anyways, let me know if I can keep it like this, even though I've literally just told you not to keep your braids in or don't get braids, but like just to avoid having to take them out so soon, because I did spend money on them. If you know about braids and fine hair, can I keep it like this, or is it still going to be tension? If not, then I'm keeping it like this. Girl!
I'm not going to lie, the after look looks really good. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you people think? I feel to be on the safe side, just take it down so that the tension on the hair would at least reduce.
Yeah, this is my first time getting knotless braids, and I want to say that this will be my last time getting them too. I hate my fucking hair. They boneless as fuck. I hate the fact that I can see my fucking parts, and never again.
Well, from looking at this video, it's quite obvious that she has thin hair or fine hair, if I may. And this type of long style is quite dangerous for people that have thin hair.
Braids might actually just be ripping out your edges. I had to stop getting braids back to back again because I realized braids were the reason why my edges were ripping out. And I thought I've always had braids, even as a young girl, but as someone in their mid-20s, that's a lie, in their 20s, my hair is not as resilient as it was when I was 11. And pulling out my hair follicles from braids has just caused what seems like it's going to be permanent damage. So I've had to stop and rest the braids and just have my hair out, which has been perfectly fine. I also had a wig, but I used to glue it down and sleep with it, but that was causing friction and tension on my edges and rubbing it off. So there might be a style that you think is protective, but it's not. And also, if you're wearing a glueless wig and you think it's going to help your edges, like, don't sleep in it.
I just feel like she's doing so much to her hair, the knotless braids, the glue, and sleeping with it. That one is screaming dangerous already.
POV. Your brazier hand do a magic work.
Don't you stop loving me. Don't quit loving me.
It looks neat, it looks good, but I don't think this is right. The little hair that are just trying to grow is what they are pulling. No. These are the type of things you do that will end up breaking your hair, and then you see bald spots and then you be like, oh, my hair is breaking. These are the type of things you do.
I think it's time we talk about the fact that some of these protective styles are just not as protective as they claim to be. Knotless braids, y'all, them things ate my hair up so bad. Like, I'm talking about edges gone, middle of my hair just broken off. Every time I take the braids out, half my hair is coming out with it. Like, I think the idea was that without the knot, like of a regular traditional box braid, it's less tension. But no, them things tore my hair apart. Is it just me?
Well, clearly it isn't just her, because we have more and more women speaking out about how knotless braids have, broken their hair or ruined their hair. Women, I think we need to be careful with the knotless braids. Like, let's be careful.
Can I go back to doing knot full braids? Because in knotless braids are finishing my hairline. Braids don't even last that long. I'm front anymore. When and why did we decide to do knotless braids? Diyaphela bafazi, ndiyanicela ndifuna idabret yam mna. I want to go back to simpler times when the beginning of the braid was this big. That was way easier. And my hairline was intact. And ndiyazi ndikuyo ngoku.
Well, that's true. If you think about it, that's true. Like, those days when people used to do the box braids, people didn't complain about thinning edges or even hair breakage. Think about it.
The knotless braids is really breaking our hair off. This is my client who has 4C hair, and as you can see around her perimeter of her edges, her hair has broken off traumatically from getting knotless braids and having knotless braids in. When I asked her how long she had them in, she had them for, she said, 2 months. And I asked her, were you having up, down, half up, half downs? Was she pulling it back? And she said, yeah, towards the end. So I want y'all to know, the longer that you're keeping those braids in, the heavier they're getting, the more buildup you're getting on your head, the more styles you're doing when you're pulling it back, you're pulling on those edges. And so when you're pulling on it, it's going to snap, right? And that's what happened to her. So if you're watching this, make sure that you are practicing safe practices when you have those knotless in.
This is so sad to look at. Like, the way she's showing us how the lady's hair have broken. Sad to look at. I mean, easy with the knotless at the end of the day.
I really want y'all to take a break on getting braids. Braids are causing so much damage. And a big part of that is not doing the prep work before you go get braids, if you must get them. You need your treatments, your trims, and your deep conditions. You have to think, when you are going to get braids, your hair is braided up with those synthetic plastic fibers dipped in boiling water and then cut up the braids. That all of that contributes to the breakage that you're going to get when you take those braids out. And when you take those braids out, you need the treatments and trims even after the fact. My client here has damage from her roots down the hair shaft all the way to the ends. So to not have to do such a big chop, the work has to be done. I gave her a nice starting point to start at. We're going to get on a good, healthy hair regimen so that her hair can continue to flourish. She has a beautiful head of hair and she has a great start moving forward now that we got those dead ends off and got her treatments.
I like that she suggested that to her clients. Now, moving forward, we're going to be seeing why some people think knotless braids are damaging the hair.
Knotless braids are not protective because to even get the style, your hair can't be moisturized. 90% of braiders require you to come washed, blow dried, and completely product free, which means that we're going into a style that's supposed to last us 2 months with no leave-in conditioners and no oils. Now let's get into how the style is actually installed. You're coming in product free, you're coming in with blow dried hair, but mousse and alcohol based gels and edge controls are going to be used in the styling process to get your parts straight and to create a very neat finish. On top of that, extensions are being added to your hair, which is going to cause strain and stress on your hair follicles, not only because of the tension, just because of the weight as well. Now, we can also get into the debates about the actual quality of the hair and if it contains carcinogens, but the hair itself is very drying to our natural hair and it can kind of cut at our cuticles. So when you combine all this with a style that you're unable to wash your hair in, well, at least most people are not willing to wash their hair in, it just becomes a total nightmare for our hair. Our hair ends up 10 times drier than what it was before we ever put in the style. So that's what makes braids, they're just not good.
Why is everyone's hair falling out with the braids? My For You page is filled with people whose hair is just breaking off with knotless braids. And I have a theory. My theory is that it's the weight of the braids and the individual coarseness or fineness of someone's hair. I don't think anyone's hair was meant to support 6 packs of expression on them itty bitty parts. But honestly, people with coarser strands are able to get away with more. But if you have ultra fine hair, your hair has trouble surviving just on its own. So if you couple that with a bunch of braiding hair, that's a recipe for disaster. Now, there's probably other factors, right? Some people leave them in too long, they get them done too tight, etc. But I never hear anyone talk about sometimes it's just the weight of the hair. Which sucks, because for me, if I'm going to get braids, they're going to be long. Like, I'm not going to get short braids. Maybe if it's a bop. I don't know. But yeah, let me know. What do y'all think the reason why a lot of people's hair breaks in braids?
I think the weight of the hair adds as well. Like when the hair is too heavy for your natural hair, it's a pull it, you know.
Unpopular opinion, but the reason why your knotless braids is not protecting the way that you want it to protect is because you are most likely wearing your hair entirely too long. Entirely. You're not supposed to be wearing knotless braids for 2 months, especially if you got fine hair with thick, medium braids on them. Because what happens is when that new growth starts to new growthing, the weight of it with that medium on that little bitty part is causing it to break, especially if you're not moisturizing your hair, meaning you don't have some type of leave-in or some type of oil on your scalp. You just putting it up and doing all types of stuff with nothing, no oils, no nothing. And then you want to blame it on the braider. No, you're keeping them in too long. And then when you take them out, you got to come out all that lint from the root. And then another thing that some braiders do, which y'all got to quit doing that. I'm going to just say it right now. Quit taking the rat tail comb. Let me show y'all what y'all be doing. Y'all take the rat tail comb and then just with the braiding gel on your client's hair and just combing like a crazy person. If you trying to comb, first of all, anytime you are detangling natural hair, you need to be starting from the tip to the root. Not from the newest part of the hair all the way to the oldest. From the oldest part all the way up. Okay? Now, I'm guilty where I might start off combing it through, but immediately when I get to a tangle, I pull out and I detangle from the bottom. I also use my unbrush. I'm not putting product all down the shaft of the person's hair before I start feeding it in. Braiders, you got to do better. Another thing braiders are not doing is not being honest with your client. If your client is having like fine or thin hair, quit adding in. I don't care if they want medium-sized braids. Quit adding in thick pieces. You always start off with very small, very small. Let me show y'all how small. This is a small piece. This is a small piece. But if their edges is very small, you gonna start the braid with this super small. Then start building it up with other small pieces. You see this?
Okay, I love her sincerity.
And another thing, stop telling people that knotless braids are unhealthy for their hair. Braids in and of itself are not unhealthy for your hair. What's unhealthy is improper braid prep, excess tension, dipping the braids too high to the point where your natural hair is being singed by the scalding hot water, leaving the braids in too long, / doing those touch-ups, and improper removal. All that come wash, blow dry, no product on the hair. First of all, why would you be telling someone to blow dry their hair without putting any product on their hair? You're telling someone to use a heated tool on their hair without any protection, without any oil, without any moisturizing product at all. That's what's causing damage, because then you're following up with using braid hair that's synthetic fibers, and then there's nothing to create a barrier between that braid hair and a person's natural hair, and then they're leaving it in for months. Another thing that is leading to breakage, damage, or drying it out is when y'all be doing these touch-ups or whatever. Take the braids down, cleanse your hair, cleanse your scalp, and start over.
It's not actually the knotless braids chewing up your hair. It's the lack of preparation that your hairstylist is doing before she puts the braids in that's chewing up your hair. You guys are letting stylists put a 90% based alcohol gel, that's another issue, in your hair after she asked you to come wash and blow dry with not a lick of product, not nothing. All it's doing is drying out your hair and snapping it. Hello? In order for a protective style to actually be protective, you need to do the prep work before you put it in your head. You need a wash and blow dry with hydrating and conditioning products. You need a leave-in conditioner. You need some gel that's actually high quality, not some shining jam, not that yellow and red shits. You need good products, and you need a good braider who knows what the hell she's doing and not pulling your thoughts out. Okay? And don't be mad at me. Be mad at the girl that does this to your hair. Your hair wouldn't be breaking if it was prepped right. Now, obviously, if you have super fine hair, keep the knotless away, okay?
These knotless braids are y'all hair up, and I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Child, the damage I be seeing when y'all come back to me after getting braids makes me want to cry.
So I'm going to share with you exactly why you be bald after you take your braids out. To begin, your hair is not prepped properly. Personally, I think all hairstylists, whether you're a braider or whatever, should be washing your hair before the service. Whether you're getting it washed professionally, washing it yourself, your hair needs to be properly cleansed, clarifying shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, deep condition, and properly detangled. Now, when they say come with no product, y'all be taking it a little too literal. You can use leave-in conditioner, babe, and even a lightweight hair serum that's going to lock in moisture and keep your hair hydrated so it's not snapping as it's rubbing up against that synthetic hair. Doing literally no product is a recipe for disaster. Your hair will break off, it will feel brittle, and that kind of defeats the purpose of a protective style. The next issue is the blow dry, babe. Your hair needs to be fully detangled and fully stretched before you get it braided. Your braider is not going to take the time to detangle and smooth your hair out. I hate to break it to you. And you coming with a half-ass blow dry is just going to make the process more painful for you in the long run. So take your time, small sections. And when you're done, you want to braid or twist each section to keep it from reverting. So it's a really smooth and easy process for you and your braider. The prep work is just the beginning. Stay tuned for part 2.
Let's get right into the part 2.
All right, part 2 for why knotless braids are up your hair. The braiders are not going to like this, but y'all are using way too much gel. Why are you using a whole glob of gel per section? It's too much. You're irritating your client's scalp. They don't like it, even if they don't tell you. All you need is a little dab, just enough to control the hair. You can still get a nice, smooth, clean part. And it's going to lower your product costs because you're not using as much product. Another reason why you're seeing damage after getting a set of braids is your ends are being snagged and pulled as they're braiding down. You want to kind of braid, if you're a braider, gently, calmly, smoothly. Don't be so rough on the ends. Every snag is a chance of you ripping their hair. Now, this part is where the most damage comes from. When you guys are combing the gel through, first of all, it's too much gel, but secondly, you are snagging and breaking the hair as you were pulling it through. If there's hair on your comb, you're breaking hair. This is an example of exactly what I'm talking about. Too much gel already, but then you're combing it through. The hair is tangled because it wasn't properly, detangled and blow dried. So they're just ripping through because they don't care, they're trying to get the job done. You're gonna lose hair doing this. It might not be this dramatic for every section, but I promise you, I will sit on live and just watch braiders and they will just rip through the client's hair. And their comb is full of hair. That hair is hair that you, as a braider, broke off. When done correctly, there should not be more than a single strand of hair left on your comb after braiding. So, something to think about. Next time you get your hair braided, just look at your braider's comb and you'll know if they're pulling your hair out or not. Also, try to avoid dipping your client's real hair with the braids. Is it causing real damage? Who knows, but boiling hot water can't be that great for our hair. These are just a few more things that definitely contribute to damage after or during knotless braids. So y'all have discernment. Be more careful about who you book with. And braiders, let's just try to be a little more gentle, a little more careful, okay? These people are paying real money.
This is why the knotless braids is really taking our hair out. The braiding gel that the braiders are using, it has a alcohol in it, right? So if you spray alcohol on your hand and it dries up, it's literally going to produce ash, right? So alcohol is a very drying substance. It is going to dry your hair out. So they're putting that alcohol on your scalp and then running that alcohol all throughout your hair shaft. And what it's doing is when you having them braids in for a long time, it's breaking down at your hair strands. It's breaking it. It's breaking it. It's making it weak. So when you take it down and you're just brushing through it dry, no moisturizer, no detangling, no water, no taking time, none of that. You are literally breaking your hair off and breaking your hair off and breaking your hair off. Also, combined with the weight of the hair, if that hair is too big for your hair follicles and is weighing it down, if the hair feels heavy after a certain amount of time, you need to go ahead and take it out, because the tension is pulling your edges out. That is too much hair in that 1 square foot of your head. You need to match the density of your hair when you're getting these knotless braids, right?
Why is it that all of a sudden braids are the thing that's breaking our hair off when a couple years ago that was never the case? I think it's because, number one, these new styles want you to blow dry your hair down to oblivion. 2, they don't want you to put any product in your hair at all, not even leave-in conditioner, nothing. And then 3, they want to stop a whole bunch of gel inside of your hair. Back when I was younger and I was getting braids, I was taught you didn't have to blow dry your hair all the way because the coarser your hair is, the easier it is to braid. I've had times where I didn't even blow out my hair. I would just have my hair in a puff, and then my aunt would just take it out and start braiding with no blow dryer needed. 2, I always had product in my hair. My aunt, who's been braiding hair forever, she would section off my hair and just put a little bit of pink hair lotion in there and then braid it down. And then there was never a whole bunch of gel slapped on top of my hair. But nowadays it's a little bit different. Even a couple years ago, I cut my hair off to 1 inch and I wasn't blow drying my hair. I went straight to the African hair salon. I was getting my hair braided back to back to back for 1.5 years. This is the result right here. And that's because I wasn't listening to them girls. Number 1, I'm not blow drying my hair to oblivion. Number 2, I'm putting leave-in conditioner before I blow dry my hair and after. And number 3, you're not slapping all the gel on top of my hair. I don't go to hairstylists that want to put a whole bunch of gel in my hair because you're gonna break my hair off. Why don't you tell someone to blow dry their hair, put all that heat on their hair, all the combing with no product at all, no leave-in conditioner, no hair cream, no grease, no anything. Just for you to slap a whole bunch of gel on your hair. It's a recipe for disaster, and I think that's why the girl's hair is breaking off. There could be other reasons too. I'm a consumer. I don't do hair. I don't braid hair. I don't know. I'm not a hairstylist. I don't know. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's my theory. I don't know. But as you can see, braids back to back for 1.5 years. Hair's healthy as ever. Shiny as ever. Get compliments on all the time.
Well, we've heard from people why they think people's hair are breaking. I mean, there's a lot of thoughts around this topic, but a lot of them were saying the same thing. The blow dry your hair without products and the slapping of a whole lot of gel on your hair. You know, those things can add to your hair breaking. But yes, guys, let me know. Have knotless braids cost you your hair, or is your hair flourishing even with knotless braids? Let me know in the comments, okay? And yes, beautiful people, I've come to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, do not forget to give the video a fat thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.